Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are here for our PCL D-League Week 2 game. This is my game against Dreadful Dragonite, coach of the Los Ampharos. We are both going into this game 1-0 with a +2 differential, so we both were able to take some nice wins last week. If you didn't see my game last week, it was definitely a really good one, so I would definitely recommend having a watch of that. But he has a really scary team this week. There were 4 Mons I looked at on this team, and I just could not see how I'm supposed to beat these 4 Mons on the same team. Like, maybe I can get around like 1 or 2 fine, but like all 4 of them just scares me as a team. And that is the Mew, Mega Metagross, Zygarde, and Snorlax. You see, he brings all 4 of them. And that just scares me so much because those 4 Mons completely body my team. I have nothing for Snorlax once it gets like +2. Zygarde just beats me. I literally have no switch-ins to Thousand Arrows except Mega Venusaur, which he has a Mew for. My Mew resists don't really exist. That thing can really beat my team, especially as it does have access to Genesis Supernova, as it is his Zmon. And then Mega Metagross. Mega Metagross, I looked at it while I was team building for this week, and I looked at Hone Claws or Power Punch, mainly Hone Claws, and a +1, it pretty much just wins the game. Like, I had Sohan do some mock battles with me. Sohan, no, OP Jellison, if you don't know who that was. And I believe we did like 5 mock battles, and he won with Metagross in 4 of them. Now, I may have forgot to do the mock battles earlier, so I already had the team gen at this point, so I couldn't make any like big changes to it. I did make one change to it. I originally had T-Spikes on the hill ago. I changed that to Foul Play to at least hit the Metagross. It does about 50% before Metagross has any boosts, but Metagross in this matchup just looked really, really scary. And then he also had a Finny, which I was a bit surprised he didn't bring. I knew he'd bring one of Mandibuzz or Finny. I felt Finny hit the better matchup. But I do get why Mandibuzz is here. And then he also has an Arcanine. I will say Arcanine definitely confused me why he decided to bring Arcanine. I really felt like there were some better Mons for him on his team. I cannot remember his team right now, but I know there was definitely some better stuff. Even the one Mon I remember, Sceptile, I feel like that even had a better matchup than this. But I don't know why he brought Arcanine. Anyway, to this game, I decided to bring my P2, my Zapdos, my Suicune, Bronzong, Mega Venusaur, and Hiligo. My P2 was my 1 Spadef wall. I didn't really feel like I needed too much Spadef on this team since his only real special attackers were the Mew and the Finny. Everything else other than that is pretty much physical. I mean, he could run like special Arcanine, special Sceptile, but like that was pretty much it, and I wasn't too concerned about either of those two. I guess I was concerned about the Sceptile, but him bring it, so that's at least nice. The P2 set was Shadow Ball, Tri Attack, Recover, and Toxic. Shadow Ball from this set does about 50% to Mew. In my mock battles, it always did just over. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to at least tell me right away if I can get that much up, like his, how much bulk he has. My Zapdos, I believe, I think it was lefties with HP Fire? No, yeah, HP Fire, T-Bolt, Volt Switch, Roost. Was it HP Fire or Ice? I think it might have been Ice, actually. Then my Suicune set was, which I felt like was my main win con for this game, was a Curse Suicune, which, bit of a random prep, but Curse, Waterfall, Rest, Sleep Talk, Suicune, I really felt like it could do a lot in this game, so that was the plan for that. That was going to be, like, the main win con I felt like I was going to go for in the end game. Then I have a Choice Specs Bronzong, which is a Trick Bronzong. The plan for that was just to trick over the specs to Snorlax, and that can deal with a Curse Snorlax so early on. I believe I also have Reflect, Rocks, and Earthquake. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the set. Then I have Mega Venusaur with the Giga Drain, Leech Seed Synthesis, Sludge Bomb, I believe. Which I believe I definitely should have had Hidden Power Fire on that for the Metagross, so I could at least hit that, because all I could really do to that was Leech Seed it, and it could definitely just go +6 in my face if it wanted to, so hopefully that doesn't happen. And then just Specs Nihilego with Power Gem, Sludge Wave, HB Ice, and Foul Play. So now that you know the team, let's get right into the battle. Okay, so let's jump straight into this game. So he is, of course, going to challenge us. He's actually going to lead off with his Mew as I lead P2 here. Now, I lead P2 because I was kind of predicting him to lead Mew, and this was my best Mew counter on the team. So I'm just freely here, able to just fire off a Shadow Ball. Should do just over half is what I'm thinking, because that's around how much it did when I did a few mock battles for this week. You're gonna see it actually does like 47, somewhere between 47 and like 49%. That's very close to 50%. So I'm pretty sure he has like a tiny bit of bulk, maybe not much, but he has some. So he's gonna switch out into his Snorlax here. I also forgot to mention he got rocks up last turn. As I'm not toxic, I figured this was a pretty safe play. Covers Snorlax, it covers if he wants to just go for Roost. So pretty safe. Now I'm gonna go into my Bronzong, as of course Snorlax is very scary, so I need to trick these specs over to it, so we can't just kind of try and win the game right now with Curse, or really ever win the game with Curse, as he's going to go for Curse. So that's scary, but it's fine. I mean, as long as I can pass these specs over, I feel like I'm going to be pretty safe. I feel pretty safe against the Snorlax. He could switch Mana Buzz in here, and I know that, but I don't think he's going to. And even if he did, giving Mana Buzz specs isn't bad, and could help me in the long run because it couldn't Roost anymore or do any of that. But he's going to stay in, take the specs, and I'm going to take a Figgy Berry, which is quite nice, as, you know, if I ever get too low, that will pop, and my Bronzong will go straight back up. But now he's going to switch out. He went for Earthquake there. I'm assuming to scout if I was potentially Levitate, which of course I am. So now that he knows that, he can go straight into Arcanine and just fire off a Flamethrower or a Flare Blitz. So I feel like that's pretty safe. I'm gonna get my Reflect up here, and now I'm gonna double out and do my P2, as he actually makes the double there into his Mana Buzz, which kind of confused me. I figured that was a pretty nice read. Now he could potentially knock off P2, but that's not why he did this switch apparently. So I'm actually gonna go for Toxic here. I figured getting this thing on a timer could be very important, as he goes for Defog. And I don't know why that was so important to him. I mean, he cleared his own rocks just to get rid of the Reflect, which I feel like it isn't. I mean, it definitely does hurt him because he has a very physical team, but like, still, I don't know. I figured he wouldn't want to do that, but yeah, we do land the Toxic, which is nice. Now I'm gonna switch out into Bronzong to potentially take this knockoff, Foul Play, any of the above. I mean, Bronzong isn't too needed in this game, and I do want to try and get my Reflect back up, as he just goes for an Air Slash here, which kind of confused me, but it's fine. I'm on really nice health right now, and I can just Reflect spam until he wants to switch out, so that's good. I believe he stays in this turn and goes for Whirlwind, though, which, I mean, it wasn't too surprising to see he had Whirlwind, but, you know, I was hoping maybe he wouldn't, so I could just Reflect spam, but he Whirlwinds, and now I'm hoping to get into either Nihilego or Zapdos. As you do see, we do get lucky, and we bring Nihilego out. So, I'm going to go for Foul Play this turn. I figure, you know, his Metagross is right there, and it's probably going to be his safest switch into this right now, and I don't think he'd want to sack Mana Buzz off right now. But he stayed in to go for Defog again. Like, I know he hasn't seen Defog yet. There we go. He goes for Defog. So, I don't know. This Reflect seems to be very important for him to try and keep off the field, but now I'm locked into that as I am Spec, so I'm going to have to switch out and go into my, back into Bronzong, I believe, as he's obviously going to Roost up this turn. So I'm going to switch and go Bronzong, as he's just going to go for a Roost. Again, I feel like, actually no he doesn't, he switches into Snorlax. I think he wanted to know if I was choice locked, because I would probably stay in if I wasn't and click Power Gem that turn. But now the Snorlax is back in, I feel pretty safe about this. I can just kind of go for I can go with my rocks up, I can go for Reflect, you know, see if he has anything to actually hit me, as he just goes for Body Slam and does, I believe, 17 damage. Yeah, he does 17 damage. So that's fine. This Snorlax is already weakened, and I mean, I'm not too afraid of Snorlax at this point. He's going to switch out, I believe, go back in a Bone Keeper, the Mana Buzz, as I am going to go for my Reflect this turn, and he's going to, of course, take Rocks, and then take Toxic at the end of this turn. I believe he actually goes for Roost first, before defogging. I could be wrong there. Actually, I think he might defog first. I think the safe play for him actually would be Roost, so I'm assuming that's what he does. Yeah, he goes for Roost first. I'm just gonna keep clicking Reflect at the moment until he switches or he forces me out by Whirlwinding. So, I mean, I know he's gonna get rid of my rocks here, but rocks are not too important in this game. Like, they're only really hitting Buzz and Arcanine, and I mean, Buzz is already toxic, and I already know that I can pretty much wall it with this Bronzong. And Arcanine just wasn't too scary on preview. I figured P2 could be a nice switch into that. Suicune's an incredibly good switch in, so I'm not too concerned about that. But this Reflect, on the other hand, super important to stay up since, you know, Mega Metagross, Zygarde, all those threats. So, I believe he's going to go for one last Roost here this turn, and then he switches out, I think? No, he actually just switches out here. And I'm going to click Reflect again as he goes straight into Zygarde. And this Mon is so scary. I'm going to go hard on P2 on the next turn, but here I just click Reflect. So now I have to go P2. It's my best play, and honestly it's my only play. And I just have to hope maybe he isn't like Dragon Dance or something. Of course, he's going to be sub D-Dance, but you know, I was really hoping he wouldn't be because Zygarde just tears through my team, and I didn't see my counter to it right now. But I'm gonna go for a Tri-Attack here. I know I can break the sub because I have Analytic as my ability. So I know I can break it as he gets one Dragon Dance up, and I definitely need to make it so he can't get the second one up. I really wish I had Ice Beam on this P2 because I could actually probably deal with the Zygarde pretty well. Because I'm pretty sure a P2 Ice Beam would really hurt the Zygarde, but I mean it may even kill from like a bit lower. But he's gonna go for another sub here. I'm assuming he did this to just stall out the last Reflect turn so he could actually start hitting me on the next turn. As I'm just fire off another Tri-Attack, break that substitute. He could have also been looking to see if that was a roll on the sub, because I'm pretty sure if I wasn't Analytic, it might have been. It might have come down to how much investment I had. But this turn I just fire off another Tri-Attack. I need to keep doing this so he can't set up, as he fires 1,000 arrows, and it does just over, I think it does just under half actually of what I was at. So, that's fine. You're gonna see that does so much damage to him, and, you know, I am actually going to, he's gonna go for Zen Headbutt. I'm really hoping I don't get flinched here, because I'm pretty sure I could knock him out with Tri-Attack here, as I don't get flinched, and the Tri-Attack, and he lives on 2. He lived on 2 HP there. That would have been so nice to get rid of this early, but instead he's going to be able to fire off 1,000 arrows and knock out my P2. So, that's great. And now I'm looking at what I could bring in. I'm considering Zapdos, but I want to have that to potentially check Metagross and potentially get the static power on that later. I could go Suicune here, or I could go Venusaur. And looking at my count, Venusaur can take 2 Zen Headbutts at +1. So, I just need to make sure I don't get flinched twice, otherwise that could be really bad for me. Also the fact that I can't hit Metagross with this Venusaur makes it kind of useless to me after the Zygarde goes down. So, he's going to go for Zen Headbutt, and he's going to get the flinch. And I'm just really hoping right now that he's not going to flinch me twice in a row. I almost clicked Synthesis this turn, but I realized if I do that, he could potentially be out of Giga Drain range on the next turn. But he's going to fire for Zen Headbutt. And no flinch, which is really nice, as the Zygarde's now down. And that's pretty much all I need the Venusaur for. Like, I don't need Venusaur for the rest of this matchup. Like, he has Metagross, he has Mew, which both check it really well. He has Arcanine, which checks it pretty well. And then he has Snorlax and Mandibuzz, which I have good enough counters for. So he's just going to go Mew, knock me out with a Psychic, which is fine. So, yeah. As I'm going to bring out my Suicune here. And I'm going to click Curse. This is where I'm going to start picking Curse and potentially trying to go for game right now. As I still feel like this is somewhat bulky, maybe Utility Mew. Right now from what I've seen, he's shown Roost, he's shown Psychic, he's shown Rocks, and I'm thinking potentially U-Turn on 4th move. So I'm going to go for Curse, and he's going to go for a Roost, which is perfectly fine. And I'm just going to Curse again as he goes out of his Mandibuzz. Which is definitely his safest switch right now, as he's going to come in just under, oh sorry, just over half, because he cleared Rocks earlier. So, my Suicune is now at +2, and I'm going to click Waterfall this turn, as I know he has Whirlwind, and of course I'd like to go and get more boosts. But just getting as much damage off as I can, which you're going to see is pretty much nothing, you know, is definitely the best play. So he's actually going to go for a Roost first. And I actually questioned after if this actually helped him, because I can't even... I'm pretty sure he goes just, like, this Waterfall plus Toxic put him to pretty much the exact same spot. I'm not too sure. So, Bonekeeper is going to take some Toxic damage. I think he's a tiny bit higher, but again, I don't know if that really helped him. So I'm going to go for Waterfall this turn, and I'm actually going to crit him, which is definitely good. I would have preferred a flinch, of course, but it's fine. As he does well wound me out, I believe I bring Nihilego gets straight back in again, which is perfect. And I'm just going to click Sludge Wave this time. He's in range, and I don't think he's going to go Metagross. He didn't last time, and I mean, if he does this time, I mean, Metagross just beats my team down no matter what. So, it doesn't really matter what I do. So I'm just going to click Sludge Wave, and then down goes the Mana Buzz, which is really nice, as that Mon is no longer able to get Defog off, and I can potentially still get Reflect up later with Bronzong, get the Rocks back up for Arcanine, as he's actually going to go Mew here, after Nihilego just knocked him out. And I know you're not Scarfed, so I'm just going to click this, and yeah, Mew's going to just drop to Spec Sludge Wave. He told me after the game, he thought I was Scarfed, so he thought he could live that and knock me out with Genesis Supernova, and then potentially fire some more Psychics onto my team, which definitely was scary, but I still feel like if you knew I was choiced, you should have just gone Metagross first, and click Hone Claws if you have it, which you're going to see here. He does press the Mega Evolution button as I bring straight out into my Zapdos, as I know I can potentially live a +1 Zen Headbutt, so I'm expecting him to just fire for Home Claws, as that is what he does. I was expecting this because when I did mock battles for this week, that's a set that Soham brought, and it just kind of bodied my team. So I was expecting to see that, as we do. And at this point, I'm kind of in a bad spot. If I don't get static on him, I would just feel like I'd just kind of lose to this. But I do, which is really nice. I mean, there was a good chance I would get a Para on him, because there's, you know, the first time he hits me, there's a 30% chance to static, then T-Bolt has the 10% chance, and then he would hit me again, have another 30% chance, but yeah, so I'm going to KO him with 2 T-Bolts, as he didn't have Bullet Punch, and yeah, I mean, now that Metagross is gone, all he has left at this point is Snorlax and the Suicune, so I'm not really too Arcanine, Snorlax and Arcanine. So I'm just going to go for Roost, as I wanted to know if I can get any health back from this. As you're going to see, I get a good chunk back. So I'm just going to Roost a few times until, like, he's pretty much dead. I figured, you know, if I can get my Zapdos to to good health, I could probably just win the game with it right now. So he just keeps body slamming. Of course, he can't paralyze us, so that's at least something. And I believe it's this turn he goes for body slam as I go for Roost, and he crits me. Which, I mean, the crit doesn't even, like, he does crit me this turn, I believe, and it does nothing. Like, you're gonna see he just fires off another body slam, and it does, like, 0 damage, even with the crit. It's me a bit lower than I was, and I probably could have roosted again, but I just figured I'm gonna just knock this out. I was really just waiting for this to be in Zapdos range so I could pick up this KO. So Zapdos is able to pick up the second KO for this game, and all his second KO for this game, and all he has left now is his Arcanine, which I don't think there's really going to be any Arcanine spread that can beat my Suicune at this point, so it's pretty safe to say that I'm pretty sure this game is over. So I'm just going to fire for T-Bolt into it. As you're going to see, it does just over 50%, and he goes for Toxic. And you're going to see he does actually get Lefty's Recovery, which would put him out of T-Bolt range. He definitely wouldn't die to it this turn, and I know he's probably just going to Morning Sun and try and stall out my Zapdos, which he probably could do, so I'm just going to go out into my Suicune now, and I'm going to start clicking Curse. I really wanted the Suicune to be able to end this game for me. I was really hoping it could at least get a KO in this game, because I originally planned for it to be like my main wall breaker for this game, and it did nothing. So I at least wanted to get 1 KO, plus I just feel like it's just such a safe switch into this Arcanine. I could have also gone to Nihilego and picked up a kill with that to potentially go, would that be like 8-0? Nihiligo. That would be Nihiligo's KD over the 2 games so far, but instead 7-0, which actually was number 1. It actually is number 1 in the league right now, so that's cool. I like having the one with the most KOs right now. But he does crit me with Thunderfang here as I'm just cursing up, but it didn't do too much, even with the crit, and I probably should have realized he's not going to be doing any damage without it. I went for the rest here because I figured if he crit me twice more in a row, that could be very bad for my Suicune here, as it would just go down to that. But I believe Thunderfang has a chance to flinch as well, I do believe, right? Well, even if it does, I had to be in a focus to be the curse set, so, you know, that's fine, so he couldn't even flinch me. But I'm gonna go click rest. You know, I wish I just clicked Waterfall twice here, but, because that would have been the play, but he could have crit me twice, and I was pretty afraid of that. But you do see he just forfeits the match at that point, so, yeah, we're able to pick up a nice 4-0 win this week. The only 2 monsters that actually went down on my team were Mega Venusaur and P2, so that does increase our differential by 4, so we're now at 2-0 plus 6, which is actually a pretty nice differential considering I always really have terrible differential, so that's I like having actually okay differential right now. Also, that actually puts us to number 1 in the league right now. I believe last week it was Blazing Squid, but now I have overtaken him by 1 differential point, so we're now number 1 in the league, and one of the only 3 2-0 teams, I believe. So that's nice. Next week we are going to be taking on Dorian and his Victory Road Victinis. Pretty excited for that game. I feel like we have an actually okay matchup for once. There's a few things that I'm very afraid of, but, you know, you'll hear all that when we get to that game next week. So, yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, and subscribe to the channel.